So this seems like a little bit of a non-question because, well, you hadn't seen The Nun, but have you seen The Nun too?
You damn well know I haven't.
Well, guess what?
Boy. This was supposed to be fun. This was supposed to be a fun journey where, like, I pick a movie we can have fun with, and then you pick a movie we can have fun with. It feels very one-sided.
I've had fun with all the movies.
I have not.
Okay, well, that sounds like a you problem. I don't... Hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
This may be the last time we're the B team.
It won't be because of fine print.
Contractual obligations.
My name's Brady.
And unfortunately, I am Carl.
And we are back with another episode where we've been going back and forth.
Yeah, this is your second pick.
Third.
Is it your third?
Third. We've each had three now.
Oh, we have.
We've each had
That's
three.
Right. Yeah, because I did two Robin Hoods.
Two Robin Hoods and Conan.
Conan, yeah.
And then I did The Nun, Annabelle Creation.
And now The Nun again.
And now The Nun 2. Yeah. And so to catch the listener up, if this is your first time listening to one of these episodes, then Carl and I have each comprised a list of films that we're fairly certain that the other person hasn't seen. We then sort of cross-referenced each other's lists to narrow them down to films that we had in fact not seen. And now we're taking turns going back and forth, making people watch films that they have not seen.
And apparently don't want to see.
Well, that's neither here nor there. And my trajectory with you
has been to torture me.
Has been themed.
Make me feel uncomfortable.
Has been themed.
Make me scared of the dark.
Has been themed in the horror category.
Make me wake up in the middle of the night screaming.
Apparently. Now, listen, before we get into that, I do want to touch on the fact, and I'm not going to give away the name of it in case the listener owns this and this specific one and doesn't want spoilers. But you and I did a murder mystery last night.
Yeah,
we
that
did.
was fun.
And you
got away with murder.
And you played my father.
And and you were framed for doing it.
And we both had sex with the same woman.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And I killed her, and everyone thought you did it.
And so
and
that's
awesome.
And that's all the information that I'm going to give. But me and Daddy Carl here have similar taste.
Apparently.
But not in film. So
apparently.
So this week I made Carl watch The Nun 2. I'm making him work through the Conjuring universe franchise not in order of release, but in timeline order. So the first one,
chainsaw order, if you will.
Yeah. So the first one, well, no, because chainsaw order is
it's like jumping around.
Yeah, but mine's still following a timeline linearly, whereas linearly.
Yeah, I suppose it's not.
Whereas
really
the Star Wars one doesn't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But so the first one, we watched The Nun. The Nun takes place in 1952.
Mm-hmm.
Then we watched Annabelle Creation, takes place in 1955. And now we've watched The Nun 2, which takes place in 1956. And I want to do a little bit of a recap of the experience so far because I find myself on a little bit of, I feel like a psychological or even like a scientific expedition here. The first Nun film scared the bejesus out of you, I would say is...
Yep, that's safe to say.
It was not pleasant for you. in the slightest. There was several jump scares. They all got you. One got you real good. Like you jumped and screamed and hollered. And then we watched Annabelle Creation, and not so much. Like still played with your nerves, but you weren't jumping out of your skin.
It didn't really playing with the nerves is a good way to put it, because it didn't play with the nerves in the way that a good horror movie, I guess, should.
Right. And now we've watched The Nun too. We've returned to The Nun. We've returned to the IP that freaked you out the first time. And I will say, although you didn't jump off the couch, although you didn't scream, you did jump more this time.
Twice to my recollection.
3 times to mine.
Okay, I'll trust you.
But yeah. Once was first time I can't remember. One time with the magazine rack. That got you. One time when they're like looking through the little vent into like the Reverend Mother's quarters.
Right.
And then the arms come through and grab the girls that are spying in. And there was a time before that, and I can't remember, but there was a time before that where you were jostled. So let's give our initial impressions, but I do want to not stay scientific, but I do want to touch on some, like I'm investigating here, right? Like
I'm your guinea pig.
Well, we've returned.
You heard it here. This is just a big game for Brady. He's just toying with my emotions. He doesn't actually care about.
We've returned
about showing me movies that are really cool that I should watch.
We've returned to The Nun, and I'm just curious to see, because the film after this one, in 2 weeks, you're watching another Annabelle film.
Yay!
And so,
tune in for me not being happy about a film we're gonna watch.
So I'm just curious to see if A, tonight was scarier than the Annabelle film, and then B, if then again returning to Annabelle is another another flop. So let's get some initial impressions out of the way. This is the only film in the Conjuring universe that I saw. Did I see this in the theater? I think I saw this in the theater. If I did, then it's the only Conjuring universe film that I've seen in the theater, because I didn't actually discover this franchise until 2020. Right, I was late to the majority of these films were already out. Okay. I think only 2 have come out in this franchise since I discovered it. And this is the most recent one. This one came out last year. And I remember going and seeing it and feeling disappointed. I was very excited to see this film because it was more of a franchise that I love. And I remember feeling a little disappointed and just feeling like it didn't really live up to either A, the first one, or B, the franchise in the universe that it exists in as a whole. And I think there's several reasons, but I think one of the hot takes that I have about this film, and something that we can unpack, we'll unpack all of it, but for sure I want to unpack the fact that it's just not as good of a MacGuffin. It's not as good of a MacGuffin, because in the first Nun film, you have a vial of the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
And once you do that, like as MacGuffins go, that's a pretty cool MacGuffin. And so I think I think they kind of shot their load.
It's kind of like random Saint MacGuffin.
Yeah.
I think the other problem is.
Wait, no. This is my initial impression, and then you can give yours, and we'll. But yeah, so I think it's just not. It's not as cool. I think they had nowhere to go but down MacGuffin wise after what they gave us in the first one. But I don't dislike the film. Carl, what are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, it's not as good as the first one, I guess. Like I was, whether I'm being desensitized to the horror genre or whatever it is. I mean, it just didn't. Like I felt like I knew the bag of tricks.
Right. You said predictable. It was a little predictable.
Yeah. And the MacGuffin, like. So the problem I think I see with this MacGuffin is that it's pointless.
Right.
It's not. The only purpose I can see it serving is to give them some confidence in facing the demon.
Right.
And then when that's pulled out from underneath them, they've got to improvise.
Right.
Like, so I don't know. It just seems pointless a little bit. Like something else could have taken its place. Just like the
anything.
Fact that
could have been anything.
The demon is weaker because it's has a host, so you can face it now.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not as good. I don't think the writing around it for it. It was kind of interesting that she's a descendant of the saint. And that's kind of why she has visions and stuff. That was kind of a neat twist. But yeah, the eyes were weird.
Yeah, and it's so that's your initial impression?
And they had to dig forever to get them out. Like
the guy buried him deep.
The blood of Christ is just like there. Like it was just like behind one piece of stone or something.
They were just holding on to it for a rainy day.
And the eyes are buried 3 feet in the ground, or like they weren't 3 feet, but like they were digging for a while.
It was at least a foot.
But it made it feel like they were like I could have dug that foot a lot quicker than they did, and there was 2 of them.
Right.
And it just seemed like, man, how long are they digging this hole for? And they're not making much progress.
Yeah. Okay, so let's unpack this. I think when it comes to the MacGuffin, I mean, neither you nor I are Catholic. I don't know jack squat about the saints. I don't know anything. Like I'm assuming Saint Lucy is a real saint within Catholicism. But watching this film would have certainly been the first time that I was aware of it. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if, like, it's this weird kind of, it kind of feels like shitty writing in the sense that, a vial of the blood of Christ, whether you're a religious or you're not religious, you're aware of who Jesus is. And so, like, you understand the perceived weight that would be there for the nuns or for the church surrounding the blood of this guy, right?
She's a real saint.
Okay, real saint. Perfect. But here's the thing. So everybody and their uncle knows who Jesus is, knows of Jesus.
Yeah.
And can all kind of get behind and instantly understand sort of the gravitas of the idea of a vial of the blood of Christ. Mm-hmm. The eyes of St. Lucy is something that you're only like, unless you're either going to be a scholar or you're going to be Catholic in order to, really know what the heck's going on. And I wonder if the Venn diagram between practicing Catholics and people who are going to the theater to see The Nun 2, there's probably not a lot. There'll be some crossover, but probably not a lot of crossover. Like, you're building facts into your story that are specifically interesting to the people who are likely not coming to see your film.
Yeah. It's kind of getting into you're kind of talking about like the kind of the same thing that what's that Angels and Demons and
the Dan Brown, like the Da Vinci Code
stuff like that they take what is kind of real world Catholic canon and they fictionalize a whole bunch of stuff around that what's believed to be true to make up a fantastical fake story.
And then again, and it's a fake story that, because it's a fake story, the people who you were writing about, the people who have some of the background and understanding for some of what you're talking about, are the people who are picketing your film because they don't like what you have to say, right?
You're bastardizing what their belief system.
Yeah, so it's this interesting, like, kind of weird, but so anyways, were you scared? Like, what effect did this have on you comparatively to The Nun and then comparatively to Annabelle Creation?
I mean, I think it built and kind of quote unquote released tension almost as well as the first one. Okay. Definitely better than Annabelle. Okay. But I think because I've watching The Nun, it's somewhat a little bit more predictable. Right. So you're kind of you're fighting that a little bit more, and you're more capable of it. I guess it's kind of desensitization a bit. Okay. I would surmise. Okay. So I'm breaking you. Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Well, it's not a bad thing. I mean,
the fact that a good thing or a bad thing?
The fact that horror films don't scare you as much anymore.
I don't want to.
We've made progress
in the first place.
But we've made progress.
I don't know if that's not. I don't think this is a good thing.
So okay, but still uncomfortable for you, or are you just kind of like, eh?
Well, it's uncomfortable, and I don't want to be here for the ride. Right. And,
this whole thing was your idea.
Not this part. Not you picking a slew of horror films back to back to back.
My ability to be able to was your idea.
I didn't think you'd do it all at once.
Well, I
thought maybe you'd sprinkle them in there.
Once I'm sprinkling in horror franchises. Right? Like, we'll watch this franchise, and then we'll watch a couple of comedies.
12 films in this franchise.
There's not 12. There's I
was going to say
13.
More than 12.
No, there's no. How many are there? The Conjuring.
There's too many.
Universe. Now, and then there's debate.
Like we watched 2 Robin Hood movies, and then we moved away from Robin Hood. I could have kept going with Robin Hood for another 4 or 5 movies.
Why didn't you? Because you didn't want to.
Because that's not it. This isn't entertaining.
No, but you didn't want to.
Well, it's because it wouldn't have been fun for you. I want you to have as much fun as I'm having. Apparently, you're not reciprocating that.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9-ish.
8, 9.
Well, there's one that was there's one film in the franchise. It's weird because there's one film in the franchise that are very loosely connected. They're still technically connected. Like it at the time of making it, it was supposed to be in the same universe. It was made to be in this universe. However, it's the one film that was made not by the people who made all the other ones.
Ghostbusters?
No. And so
Beetlejuice.
It's kind of like with the James Bond stuff.
Saw?
Right? You have the Eon films, and then you have the films not made by Eon, which are the like 70s parody Casino Royale. Christmas. And then why?
I'm trying to guess what this film is.
No, it's called The Curse of La Llorona.
La Llorona?
Yeah, it's Spanish.
Is that what the song's based off of?
What song?
Ay, Sharona.
No.
No.
Are you daffy? Like, what's happening right now? But yeah, so anyways, it was...
I'm trying to bring some levity to this episode that I'm not enjoying.
It was made to be a part of the franchise, but it was made by maybe even a different studio. And so if you ask some fans, they will say, yes, it's a part of it. If you look up images of the timeline, it appears on many of those images. However, if you ask the creators of The Conjuring
executives,
they'll say, no, that's not
we didn't make
official canon. So I don't know. I'll probably leave it out in the interest of just getting through. Maybe we'll, some point down the road, like a year from now, we'll just for shits and giggles, check it out. But we'll probably skip that one. So see that you're welcome. We're already crossing things off, which means when you come in 2 weeks and we watch Annabelle, you'll be halfway done.
I'm not excited about that.
You're not excited about already being halfway done?
I don't want to watch more horror.
Well, I mean, the Conjuring universe is not the only horror films in my list of films for you. That makes me
so excited that these are priorities for you to show me.
All right, let's get back to actually talking about the film. Were there things that you thought, when we watched The Nun, there were things that you commented on that you thought were done well? Creative uses of lighting, or whatever it was, subliminal background stuff, or stuff that was well crafted from a filmmaking standpoint. Did anything pop out at you this time? Was there anything about this film that you can look at and as objective as possible say that was really good, or that was well done, or my hat's off to them for blank?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Really?
Yeah,
there's nothing this time.
It just seemed. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. Yeah, like the first one, there was a lot of things that were like, oh, that's really interesting. Oh, that's cool. This one, like the closest thing I could come to was like the foreshadowing of the wine early on when oh, it's an abbey. The girls go down and grab cockroaches, and they talk about how it's full of wine, and
right.
And then they kind of play on that a little bit, the wine thing a little bit more, with the sisters on the train talking about the priest praying over the wine and it becoming the blood of Christ, and it's a belief. You believe that it does.
That's what gives it its power.
And that's what gives it its power. And then that all kind of culminates in the sister pray with me over this wine moment.
Yeah, and they've teased a couple of times like this was a winery and there's all these barrels of wine sitting there. Yeah. And that's a cool shot. Like when all the wine is kind of shooting out, encapsulating the nun. No, not really.
I mean, I didn't realize that once wine's blessed, it becomes a projectile weapon.
Well, it can. Catholicism. The moment that stands out for me is there's a moment where Sophie is on the stairs, and she sees the nun, and then like a light shines on, or someone turns a light on, or something, and then all of a sudden the nun's not there, but the image of the nun is kind of burned into the wall in like just like
that was kind of neat,
weathering and damage and mold and stuff. Just kind of neat.
But it wasn't subtle.
No.
Like it was very like, look what we did here. Ah.
Right.
Which,
right.
It's clever, like plot device, kind of. But, yeah. Nothing really huge. I thought, like the story overall, besides the MacGuffin being kind of weak, I thought was pretty good.
Right. So we've got Maurice back. Frenchie's back.
He's possessed.
And he's possessed, but he's very like in and out possessed, right? Like in the moments where he's lucid as Frenchie, he's just Frenchie. Right? And he seems genuine, and he seems to care, and he's wonderful. And
because he is.
But he also doesn't even like it's interesting the rules of possession that they're using here, because he isn't even aware, like he's missing time basically.
Yeah.
Right? He's not aware, and when Sister Irene tells
it's a host
him
body, and when the parasite or demon takes over, then he's out.
Checks out. Yeah. And so I thought that was interesting, that he is the vessel that Malik is using to do all of this bidding, but Frenchie has no idea that this is even happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not until he kind of... Does he see it? How does that... When does he kind of clue in?
Sister Irene tells him. She says.
Oh, that's right.
She says it's in you, right? It's you.
That's right.
And it doesn't take a lot of convincing. And I wonder if that's just because I think it's two things: is A, he trusts Sister Irene, and B, he knows something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Right? He knows that he's like coming to or waking up in various parts of the school
wearing justice underwear.
Yeah, and you know, well, I mean that's Saturday night, right? Like
the one thing. Oh man, what was it? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Now it just jumped away. It was about the movie we watched.
It's good.
About the nun.
Frenchie.
It'll come back to me.
Frenchie being possessed.
No.
Oh,
it was something.
So do you?
I remember.
Okay.
And it was kind of a complaint of the last one, of minor kind of beef.
The Annabelle or the Last Nun?
The Last Nun.
Okay.
And this one kind of took it and made it like kind of had the same issues. And it's kind of what are the rules for for things that repel the demon?
Right. Okay.
Right. So in the first one, they were really hyping up that the cross is the thing that repels it. But then there were instances where cross was kind of present or whatever, and without flipping it over, destroying it or whatever, Malik had no problem doing his thing.
Right.
So is he just playing with people because they have a cross, or is he actually weak when the cross is?
I mean,
So this one kind of like, I can't remember if the first one, the nun was wearing a cross, but
I think she was.
Definitely was in this one.
Yeah.
But this one made it seem like light was a factor in its strength. But I also feel like there were some times when like light was around and it wasn't a problem.
I feel like, so as far as the cross thing goes, and this is, like, be warned, what is coming at you right now is pure headcanon.
Okay.
Can you explain to the listener what headcanon is?
Headcanon is just something that you made up to make sense.
To make it make sense, right? Could be, but isn't, I don't know.
It's a fan theory.
Yeah. The majority of the time when crosses are... There's crosses that seem to bother the nun, which are rosaries or crucifixes being held and prayed or pressed up against its skin, or whatever, like true holy crosses, items of worship. The things that don't seem to bother the nun were things like the crosses, wooden crosses as grave markers. And I wonder if it's just not quite the same thing. If a grave marker, if two boards nailed together,
hierarchy of crosses.
Well, or if it's just like because something's in that shape doesn't mean it's like a blessed object.
Fingers together.
Do you know what I mean? Just because it's in that shape doesn't mean it's a blessed object.
Okay.
As far as the cross that the nun wears around its neck, I mean, the whole thing is a projection. Right,
yeah,
so it's not a real cross.
Not its true form.
It's not a real. Well, it's not even a real cross. It's not a real nun. It's not a real nun's outfit. It's not a real cross.
Right, but like design choice.
Yes.
Would it have not made more sense for that
to be wearing an upside down cross?
Yeah,
that would be probably, and that'd be cool.
Like that would have been way more interesting.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and upsetting to see. It'd be like, ugh, yeah, okay.
Like you could, and I think on top of that, you could play with like the shadow and light kind of game, like a bunch of nuns walking through a hall, but one of them is kind of got that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you could play more mind games that way.
Yeah, okay.
People all of a sudden you start looking for crosses around people's necks to see
whether it's upside down or not. Yeah. See, so you're actually like a horror director and you just don't realize it yet because you've got the sensibilities now.
I mean, I don't know about that.
I think this is the most mundane we've ever heard you on the show. Like,
I'm just so not I don't enjoy it. I'm not interested. I'm not invested.
Right. Not yet. It could happen.
I'm not gonna get invested.
But you don't know that. You don't know that.
I don't want to be invested.
See, but that's the wrong approach. It's
Why?
the wrong attitude to take.
I don't
see, because here's the thing. Listen, last week you brought over Conan the Barbarian.
Right.
I couldn't have cared less. I was like,
sure.
Okay. This is the film he's going to have me watch. But I still like sat down and I was like, okay, but for the next 2.5 hours or however long this film is, this is my assignment. And
I showed up. I'm here.
I know. I'm not saying you're not. But then I followed through and I didn't just hop behind the mic and go,
I don't know. I can't fake it as well as you.
I just feel like the first week we did a horror film, you were lively because you were scared.
Right.
The second week, and I mean this is all data. It's all data that I'm collecting.
Oh, okay.
But the second week you were not as scared, but you were lively in conversation because you were you had serious criticisms.
Yeah. There was a disappointment.
There was a disappointment. And this week, you're like, huh.
Well, I mean, if all you get to eat every day, day in, day out, is cake.
Yeah, but last week we ate orgies.
Yeah, but that's my picks.
Okay.
if you keep picking horror, what do you expect? How do you expect me to react? I'm changing it up.
I hope you.
Of course, it's easy for you to be like, "Oh, this is Conan. It's something new. It's not Robin Hood." All right, let's see what this is about. It's something different.
So then
I'm giving you a buffet, and you're giving me the same damn thing every time.
So okay. So then instead of breaking it down in terms of a horror, like don't think of it as a horror film. Break it down for me in terms of the story and the filmmaking techniques and the, do you know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, but it's hard to get invested. It's still horror.
I know, but okay.
It's still something I'm not interested in and I don't want to really watch. But
that'll be like,
and I did that. I did that the first two. But
that's the whole point of.
I gotta do it for 5 more episodes that you pick.
Watching something that you don't necessarily want to watch is the whole idea of this series that you've brainchild.
Yeah, but I would like some variety in what you're picking. And so that would be my criticism of your choices so far.
Oh, okay. So you don't have criticisms of the film, but you have criticisms of me.
At this point, the juncture, yes.
Okay.
The film was all right. It was better than Annabelle. Wasn't better than the first one. None.
Is there any part of you, so there's been a lot of tease, both sort of now in small little cameo scenes and then in a mid-credit scene in this film, and then also me talking about, in these upcoming Conjuring films, there are these characters, Ed and Lorraine Warren, we're going to get into stories about real people and real events that happened and real case for police records and case files and stuff like that. Is there any interest or intrigue or is your interest piqued at all about who these characters are and
No.
Those
kind of teases only work if you're invested, and I don't even want to be invested.
Right.
I'm being forced to invest.
So I'll tell you where I'm coming from. When I first started watching this franchise, I watched it in order of release. Okay, I didn't watch it in chronological order.
Right.
This is the first time I'm watching it in Is this the first time? I think this is the first time I'm watching it in chronological order. I think. And what I love about this franchise, I appreciate the auxiliary films. I appreciate the Nun films. I appreciate the Annabelle films. But the franchise that I love are the 3 Conjuring films. Because they are, as far as horror stories go, they are stories that have, and this is probably based out of the fact that they're based on real people and real stories. They're stories that have real heart and struggle and character development and relationships and husband and wife dynamic and stuff like that. And so the reason why I chose to, so normally if we were watching this in order of release, we would have kicked off with one of those. We would have kicked off with The Conjuring, and that would have been the film, Ed and Lorraine Warren, and maybe that was the proper way to do it. Maybe we should have done order of release, because then, then I would be able to say hey, look, this is what I love. These are the characters that I love.
Right.
And yeah, we have some films in between where we're going to jump around and kind of fill in some backstory, and we're going to, show you, this is the origin of that.
Right.
But there'd always be the promise of coming back to that main Ed and Lorraine story. And so
more of a true chainsaw order.
Yes. And so maybe I goofed in the order. I just kind of figured like, oh, well, chronological order will probably be easier to track with. It's going to be easier to follow. So my request for you is bear with me for 2 more films. Now, I can't promise
2 more.
Because there's the Annabelle film and then we get to The Conjuring.
So like 1 more.
Well, but then also watch The Conjuring, right?
But that's like in your mind the kickoff of the good stuff.
The kickoff of the really solid stuff.
Right. The stuff I really don't want to watch.
And so, no, and not even necessarily, like, that's not me saying, oh, this is the super scary stuff.
Okay.
This is just me saying, like, they're just great films.
Okay.
Like, they're just, it's like upsetting
they're like the
material.
Nun level.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're any scarier than the first Nun.
I mean, just as a film.
Oh, film-wise?
You're talking about film. I was talking about scary, so I'm coming back to your level.
If the Nun, if the Conjuring, I mean, what's the best way to do the scale? If the first Conjuring were a perfect 10, and I'm not saying it's a perfect 10, but if it were a perfect 10 in relation, I would say the first Nun is maybe a 6.5.
As just a film
As just a film.
Wow, okay.
As just like do I care about the characters? Do I care about the story that's unfolding? Do I care about the people? Not only do I care about the heroes, but do I care about the victims? Like, do I care about the people that this horrible thing is happening to? Right? So bear with me. And I'm not saying, that's not me saying like, well, and then if you don't like The Conjuring, we'll stop. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there is something truly special. Like, I didn't choose these films to torture you. I really didn't. Right?
Doesn't feel like that.
I chose these films.
You've called it an experiment many times. That feels like torture.
Well, it didn't start out that way.
I'm sure the lab rats feel like it's just an experiment too.
It didn't start out as an experiment, but as I saw one develop, I, as a connoisseur of knowledge, the reason why I chose this franchise to kick things off is because it was a genre that you're unfamiliar with and is certainly not your cup of tea. And
I wouldn't say I'm unfamiliar with it.
Okay, well,
but it's not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea. But having said that, B, it was a franchise that's not your cup of tea that I feel like there's something truly special, not just to me, but also in general, that I would like to share with you. So let's, with the promise that is still in the pipeline.
There's better things to come. Better crappy things to come.
Bear with me, and then I promise that what we will follow the Conjuring franchise up with is a comedy franchise. So you get some back-to-back comedy.
Oh.
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
So, back to The Nun. Is there anything at all that you liked about this film? Anything where you thought like, oh, that's clever, or I like that, or
I don't know. I feel like I've already said.
Okay, what did you dislike? Was there anything, because you had some really good criticism and feedback, and I think you found an underlying problem with Annabelle Creation, which was that they showed us the monster, and the monster was not as scary as the doll, and it would have been scarier if they had just stuck with the doll.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this one, comparing the Nun to the Nun, like I think that just because of watching the first Nun, this one was more predictable.
Right. You know the tricks.
Right. Like the Nun The nun doesn't really do anything super different.
She just appears a lot.
Yeah.
And follows you down the hall. And
I think the biggest thing that was different, and they kind of allude to this, and I don't think she does it in the first one. They talk about how the bishop or archbishop, whoever it was, like, remember, it preys
Father Burke
preys on your fears, and it'll become what you fear most. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Well, so, and that really only happens.
But the goat, they do the goat thing.
The goat's kind of that, I guess.
Right? Because the kids are all afraid of the tale that the goat in the window is the devil.
But I would say that it happens more with the sister that's in charge of the abbey, the whatever they call it.
The Reverend Mother?
When she sees her son.
Oh, right. Because they're, yes. Yes.
And I thought that was kind of an interesting twist.
And a story of
the power.
Yeah, and the story of why the chapel is closed off, why no one's allowed in the chapel, because there was this tragedy
that happened,
horrible thing that happened, and so okay. But for the most part, you thought it was just kind of empty promises.
Well, in terms of like trying to raise tension, it's like, oh, this is what the nun did. It's like a similar kind of tension building that the nun one did, and the boy was a little different, like still similar kind of tension building, but a little different because it's no longer the nun until, of course, she shows up.
But really no different than what Father Burke saw when the nun kept showing him the boy that...
Oh, I guess so. It's happened before. Never mind. I take it all back.
I do think... but I think, again, it took a little bit of prodding, but I feel like you've landed on something, because I think my disappointment with this film when I watched it was... You didn't show me anything that you didn't show me last time, right? You didn't show me anything new, and so I was kind of like,
scary thing.
Yeah, okay, it's the nun
creeping out of the shadows and then disappearing quickly, and
the first time I watched
jumping out again.
Yeah, the first time I watched the first nun movie, I was like, this is freaky. Mm-hmm. Right? Holy crap. Because it's like this nun and they're in an abbey, and Abby's just like it's this time around, it's and like
they don't for a good part of that movie, she's
not even there.
She hides herself more.
Yes.
Even when she's there, she kind of like the face is hidden more.
Whereas this time she just comes right out and here I am, I'm the nun. Yeah, it was like they showed me everything that I had already seen, nothing new. And all of the things that they were showing me, again, they weren't doing as good of a job with it.
Yeah.
Right?
They did the finger thing a lot. Like her fingers
coming over her shoulders.
Around a shoulder, around a door. And it's like...
It's like, okay, you have gross fingernails.
Well, just now I'm just like, that's like... If you haven't seen Jeepers Creepers. It's like Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers is kind of like that.
Right. Okay.
It's kind of got that B well, Jeepers Creepers is not B movie horror, but it's kind of that B. It feels like a B horror film kind of thing. I'm saying that, but I mean, aside of Army of Dead and Evil Dead, I've not really watched. I guess I've watched a few B horror movies, but B horror movies are never scary.
No, so.
I've watched a few Bruce Campbell movies.
Tracking so far, so we watched The First Nun. The First Nun had a 25% critic score and a 35% audience score.
Okay.
Which we thought at the time, that's a little whack, because this was actually...
we thought it was really good.
It's a pretty good movie. Annabelle Creation, which we thought, we both kind of was like...
We were poo-pooing on.
Has a 70% critic score and a 68% audience score. Mm-hmm. Now, The Nun 2 has a 52% critic score, but this has a 73% audience score.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know why people like it better, because I don't think it's as good. It's not as creepy as the setting. It's all the same recycled scares.
Yeah.
You don't have... And they kind of broke the band up, which I know, they did it like second season of Stranger Things. They did it, and they do it in so many different franchises where it's like, okay, it's the second film, it's the second season, let's break up the band and send them all in different directions and blah, blah, blah. But it's not until like partway through the third act, or I guess the start of the third act, where Sister Irene is even on scene at like where this haunting is going. Yeah. The rest of the time, she's just like Sherlock's homing her way to figure out where it is she's even supposed to be. And that kind of felt like we had two storylines that we knew were going to join at some point, but just felt really disjointed.
Yeah. That reminds me, the book stand, when the pages flip and they reveal like something imaging
where it reveals the nun.
Yeah, I was confused by that.
Okay,
like, is that the nun's residual power, or is that her ability to see things? Like,
you mean because Frenchie's not around?
Yeah, Frenchie's nowhere near that town anymore. Like, what is going on there? I think it's very unclear.
It could be her visions. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a creepy moment. It is one of the better moments in it, because you have the tension building of the fact that the nun's there. I was actually thinking about this during that scene, and they employ a number of really effective tension building tactics. Like and that moment got me. I said that to you. That jump scare made me jump a little bit. We both jumped a little.
Even trying to run it. The nun, does the nun come out of the
painting? Nun comes out of the painting and grabs her.
Yeah.
And or out of the magazine rack.
Yeah.
And I knew that was coming, and it still got me because they did it so effectively. You have the tension, like the strings playing in the background.
Yeah.
You have the camera, you have her turn around and the camera do the slow pan away and then the slow pan back. And you're expecting, with the slow pan back, you're expecting that all of a sudden the nun's there, but it's not.
It's still
right?
the same.
It's still the same thing, which is almost more tense inducing, because now you're like, well, crap.
Are they going to do something, or am I going to be left hanging?
Or yeah, what's going to happen here? And then as she's slowly walking towards it, and the camera's very, very slowly zooming in, you have a fluorescent light that's flickering, and it just does like. There
was a lot of that.
Subtle, yeah, but there'd be these subtle little flickers. Like it would flicker once, and you get that like kind of like, fluorescent light flickering sound, and that like it's like a little disturbance to your tension, but not a release of the tension, which actually just builds the tension more. And then the light starts flickering to the point that it's impeding your vision of what's happening. And then it's during one of those flickers when the light comes back on and the nun's there and grabs her, and it's a great moment. It's freaky as hell.
Yeah, I guess my question is like,
we don't know how or why,
and what purpose did it really serve aside from a jump scare?
It's a jump scare. It's a horror film. It's a jump scare.
Well, like story wise, it serves no purpose. She already knows it's the nun.
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't give her any new information.
No. And that, again, that would have been great if that was a reveal to Irene that that's what's going on here. Right? Yeah. That would have been great. Okay. All right. Are you ready to score this bad boy?
Sure.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate or rank? Rank.
What did I give the nun?
I don't remember.
6 or 7?
I think it was like a 7.
Okay.
It surprised me how high you scored it.
Yeah. I don't know. 5.5.
Oh, okay. That's That's a big drop. It's like meh, but kind of just above.
Yeah, and
meh.
I don't know. There might be some bias in there just because I'm feeling very done with this spree of horror films.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll come back in 2 weeks.
All right. I know.
Be tortured again.
I know.
I'll try and be more smiley.
All right. I'll give you more candy. I gave you candy. You've eaten candy. You've drank beer. I don't know what else. I'm not rubbing your feet.
Share the blanket with me next time.
Okay. I said you could have the blanket. You were like, it's cold in here. And I closed the windows and I offered you the blanket. Well, what more do you want me to do?
Put it on me. Tuck me in.
All right.
Make me feel comfortable.
Next time I will wrap my arms around you.
What did you think about it?
I give it a 6. I do think it's better than Annabelle Creation. But maybe only just. And yeah, I would say with the exception of one more, we have gotten... There are 3 films in this franchise that I'm kind of pretty lukewarm to, and we've now covered 2 of those 3. We've covered Annabelle Creation and The Nun 2. Those are 2 of the 3 films that I'm kind of lukewarm towards. I think the first Nun's pretty good. And then the 3 Conjuring films, and then there's the 3 Conjuring films will be broken up by a third Annabelle film called Annabelle Comes Home, but it's more closely tied into the Conjuring films than the Annabelle films have been up until this point. So I enjoy that one a little bit more. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. What'd you watch this week, sir?
I didn't get a chance to watch much because we recorded last Thursday.
Yeah.
And then I spent all Friday getting ready for and then going to a youth event.
Yeah.
Which I was at all weekend, and I didn't get home till late Monday.
A youth event that I have bittersweet feelings towards.
And which only gave me really Tuesday and yesterday to watch something, and I didn't have a chance yesterday to watch something.
Because you were too busy killing someone.
What?
Because you were too busy murdering someone.
Well, that was Wednesday.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Wednesday. I said Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry.
Tuesday.
You were meditating murder.
Yes. Tuesday I was busy finalizing a lot of the paperwork for the trip, and then doing a bunch of work for this week. And then, so yesterday I took the day off.
Yep.
And I
killed someone.
Was busy prepping for some fun games things and
having sex with the same woman as your son and then murdering her.
And then doing some other things and around the house. But I did carve out some time to watch a single film.
Ooh, okay. I thought you were going to say, this is the big, long, bloated Brady version of saying I didn't watch anything.
I got to sit down and watch something by myself so I could watch whatever I wanted. So I went to my Netflix and I went to movies and I went to my list and I was like, what haven't I seen that's on my list that I really want to see? And I picked something that I think you and Pete will be very happy to hear me say I've watched now.
Okay. Do
you have a guess?
No, but I want to guess. I mean...
Don't go to Netflix.
No, I'm not. It's got to be show related, I would think. Something that Pete and I have talked about on the show. Mm-hmm. I don't think it would be Lost in Translation. Pete would be excited if you had watched Lost in Translation.
He would be.
But I would be
you would not
far less proud of you. Similarly, I don't think either of us would be happy to find out that you watched Cats. Something that you hadn't seen. Have you seen? Is Dune on Netflix? Did you watch Dune?
I've seen Dune.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and my
and
wife
you've
watched
seen
it a while
Avatar.
ago.
I showed you Titanic. What's on Netflix? I don't know.
I sat down and I watched.
Give me the genre.
I watched a legacy sequel.
You'd seen Ghostbusters. Legacy sequel. That you'd been dragging your feet on. But had clearly... Top Gun Maverick.
I watched Top Gun Maverick.
And?
Yeah, it's good.
It's holy shit, is it good?
Yeah. I felt like it... Probably about the first half. First quarter, we'll say. First quarter, first third.
Listening to this,
act,
Pete just peed his pants, by the way.
The first act, I was kind of like, I felt like it took the whole first act for me to just kind of like actually start to get into it.
Yeah.
And I have seen Top Gun a few times in the past.
Sure.
But it's been a minute. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it leading up to this. And I think that might have helped.
Now, do you say Top Gun or do you say Top Gun?
It's Top Gun.
Like Top Gun or Top Gun?
Top Gun? I don't know.
Okay. So the second one.
So yeah, so it took me
the listener right now is like, I don't hear the difference.
Yeah. It took me a bit to kind of get into the film, get into the characters.
Okay.
But yeah, like probably somewhere halfway through like the training stuff, I was like, yeah. All right. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. A very good legacy sequel.
It's beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
It's just shot so well.
I felt like sometimes some of the in cabin shots were just like, what?
But they're real. But they're all real.
At the same time, like they do add something, right? Because if they're just showing the planes flying around with them talking, you're not getting as much, right? Seeing the G's on the faces, even though after a while it's kind of like, okay, I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot because it's like they're wearing the oxygen mask, and they get the helmet on, and it's like, so all you're seeing is their eyes, and it's like you're showing me the interior of the cockpit, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot.
Yeah. What do you think of the Val Kilmer cameo?
Oh, it was great.
It's tear-jerking.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I actually got a little misty during the funeral scene.
That's tough. And then
spoiler.
And then it's been out for a bit. And it's also, I really like that the reason why Maverick is shortchanging this kid is because he promised Meg Ryan's character that he would keep the kid safe. Yeah. Right? And it's wouldn't like this wouldn't let him fly. And so it's like you're like he's being a dick, but he's being a dick for a noble reason. Yeah. And it's like I don't know why Meg Ryan wasn't in it.
I don't know either. Well, she died, didn't she?
The character?
I think the character was dead.
Not in the first movie. She doesn't die.
No,
like they made
somewhere in between the movies,
but they made a decision to kill her. But Meg Ryan, the actress, is still alive and could have been in the film.
I think it was an important decision because it means that the boy
Rooster is it Rooster?
Yeah, is Maverick's responsibility. Mm-hmm. like, or at least he perceives that Brewster is his responsibility.
You're
because both parents are now gone.
You're right.
But yeah, that story was great. It was that kind of, and yeah, it was good. It was good.
Question for you on our Google sheet. What is you have a third color that you've introduced?
Oh, I think that is ones we've watched, isn't it?
Sorry, a fourth color that you've introduced.
Color? Where?
These like slightly different shade of blue on the Alien films.
Where?
Right here. That's a slightly different shade of blue than
I that's because I'm not like. It would be similar to what you said about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I've seen Alien. I remember
you've seen the first one.
I've seen the first one. I think I've seen bits or most of some of the other ones.
I don't know.
Like the first Alien. Have I not told you why I haven't watched all the Aliens franchise?
Scared the shit out of you.
Yeah, my parents let me watch it when I was like 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it scared the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
It's a monster movie right up my alley, but I'm just like, I'm traumatized.
The first Alien film is spooky, especially because you see very little of it, and they do, like, it's scarier as a result because it's somewhere in the ship.
It's one alien.
Yeah, and you haven't gotten a good look at it, and
So, but yeah, so I watched Top Gun Maverick, and that was all I got to watch this week, aside from The Nun 2. What did you watch?
Outside of a little bit more of The Simpsons, not a damn thing. I was planning a murder mystery party. And then Brianne and I normally, like, we'll be watching through something. We'll have either a TV show or we'll have a movie on the go. But we reached a point where we had so many things on the go. There was a video game that she was playing through. And I've been like, I want to show you this video game series. And so I've been watching her play through. And she's on the final game in the series. And then somewhere in the commotion of us moving and then watching so many movies and stuff like that, it had like, she'd lost track of the game. We'd stopped playing. And so then I had to go on YouTube and find a one of those like cutscene movies.
Yeah.
So we could watch 2.5 hours.
A watch the game instead of play it kind of thing.
Well, 2.5 hours. No, just up to the point that she had played to like refresh her on all of the stuff that had happened. And now she's back into playing it. So we're going to have her like, just push through and finish this game, get through the story, and then, and then we'll go back to
not find all the Riddler trophies.
So what's tricky is with Arkham Knight, which is the one she's playing, with no spoilers. But until you find everything and do everything, you don't actually get all of the story. There's a pretty crucial cutscene that is only activated once you have done everything.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's a little
monotonous.
We'll see. I might let her do all the stuff except for the Riddler trophies. And then I might stay up one night and just do a bunch of grinding to get through a bunch of that for her. And then, because she doesn't care about that stuff, right? Especially because a lot of the Riddler trophies, not the trophies so much, but like the riddles themselves are really well-crafted Easter eggs that fans appreciate, but she doesn't give two shits about, right? Like she doesn't, she'll be in an elevator in the game. She's like going down this elevator and clearly right in front of her on the wall is a poster for the Flying Graysons. And I'm like, huh? And she's like, oh yeah, the Graysons. Oh yeah. Like Robin. And I'm like, oh my God. Like this is a big, or she'll be in a different room or something, and you'll see an old torn up poster for Wonder City, right? And the Wonder City Guardians. And I'm like, do you remember in Arkham City when you were down? And she's like, yeah, I remember. Okay. So she doesn't care so much about that stuff. And then I don't know if I'll have her play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I haven't played it.
I haven't heard good things about it.
But I've watched through all the Batman cutscenes. I've watched through the cutscenes that pertain to the predecessing games. And it's something. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Carl Wants to Kill Himself. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed below. Check out our Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show, get some fun perks in return, and inject a little bit of meaning back into Carl's life. Give him a reason.
Give me some hope.
To continue down this path. Next week, I have no idea what Carl's going to have me watch next week.
No,
Not a clue.
No.
I have some guesses.
Do you?
Well, each week I kind of try to guess.
I don't think you're going to guess it.
Probably not.
I'm going because the last three have kind of been similar-ish genre. Conan is not really the same genre as well, I guess one was a comedy spoof and one was not.
Yeah.
But like they're same time-ish period.
I have a hope and then I have a guess.
But I'm going way off the beaten path from the first three.
Yeah, I have a hope and I have a guess.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what they are?
Sure.
So my hope is what's the first one in the Unbreakable? I hope we're going to go down the Unbreakable split glass trail.
Yeah,
because they've been on my list
and you've never seen
for
them.
a long time, and I've never seen them. So that's my hope.
Good.
My guess is that we're probably going to end up somewhere a little bit more in the like, hello, my name is Bruce area, or like Bubba Hotep kind of area. Okay. But we'll see. And then the following week, we are watching the original Annabelle film. The film that Annabelle Creation is obviously a prequel to, which should be a little bit fun because you will get to see, I don't know if you remember, at the end of Annabelle Creation, we get to see the grown-up daughter go and murder her adopted family and stuff like that. And I will tell you that this next film is going to not only re-show you a lot of that scene, but pick up right where that leaves off. So kind of some fun
twisting
stuff to go there, you know. Woo!
Yay!
And we have merch.
I can't believe you haven't mentioned my shirt yet.
And Carl's wearing a Movie Man podcast shirt today.
I am.
Yeah, a nice.
You didn't even say, I came in, I've been wearing it the whole time. Not once do you go, hey!
Well, I just, I didn't want to seem overexcited. I didn't want to seem lame. But inside I did a backflip. Yeah, it's a sick shirt. It's not my type of color. I wouldn't wear the green.
Yeah, I picked the green because it's not something I have a lot of in my wardrobe.
But
I'll rock the green.
It is my favorite type of shirt, which is a baseball tee.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I like the baseball tees.
It's all right. I like the baseball tee because it gives you a little length. But it's still summery. The only thing I don't like about maybe it's just this one is the bottom hem.
Most baseball shirts that I have curl at the bottom. Yeah, they just seem to do that. And I'm not crazy about that with baseball shirts. I would like a baseball shirt that has like a t-shirt
bottom
hem, on it so that it's doesn't curl.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So
anyway,
if you don't like curling shirts, don't buy our baseball tees. Now that Carl's shit talking our merch. We have other nice stuff.
We got some brand new merch.
Stickers. We have our 5-year. Yeah, we have a Brady, Carl, and Pete, or Brady, Pete, and Carl hoodie. Says the Movie Men podcast underneath it. It's just kind of a cool thing. Mm-hmm. And we still available as of the date of release of this podcast, which is when is this coming out? This is coming out on
not soon enough.
June 2nd. We still have our 5-year anniversary shirts available for a little bit longer.
Just a
so if you're sitting on choosing whether or not you're going to get it, you haven't ordered it yet.
The clock is ticking.
It's still available.
Time.
So make sure you get yours.
Ticking away.
We've sold several.
Have we?
Yeah.
Cool.
Several. Like several.
Should get people to take a picture with it on and send it to us.
Yeah. And then, or mail it.
Share it on our Facebook page or something.
Sign them.
A Facebook page because I'm old. That's all I ever
Facebook? Yeah? Yeah. What about Threads? Have you figured out Threads yet?
I'm wearing Threads.
Has your you don't have Instagram. See, you don't have Instagram, which means you'll never get. See, you're so old. You are such a boomer because it's not even like you're still on. You have Instagram, but you're still heavily using Facebook. That would make you a garden variety old person. You don't even have Well, you have an Instagram account, but I assume it's not installed on your phone.
No,
dude. That's probably for the best because there are so many funny videos on Instagram that daily I am sending and sharing with Aaron that if you had Instagram, your productivity would go
aren't the videos
down the
that you
drain.
See on Facebook, Instagram videos?
They're sort of, but it's not as easy to share. Like if you're on Instagram, it's not as simple to share to someone who's on Facebook, and so I just don't ever share them with you.
You have to hit 3 extra buttons.
Yeah, you have to go to like
horrible.
Facebook,
that's the
chat,
worst.
and then you have to scroll down and find it.
Goodness.
Whereas on Instagram, whereas on Instagram you click share, and then the people who you share stuff with the most are just right there, and so you just click their face
too.
Yeah, but I don't watch videos on Facebook. There's a lot of crap on Facebook. I find most of the videos on Facebook are those like, let me show you a fun, it's one of two things. It's let me show you a fun hack, in which case it's like a spoof video where they're like, oh, let's show you the best. Yeah, it's like, let's show you the best way to clean this frying pan. And it's like, put a tube of toothpaste on it. Now put a thing of ketchup on it. Now pour glue on it. Now do what and it's like supposed to be entertaining, but it's like clearly they're just effing around. And then the other one is there's this one guy, Jason Flume or something, and he's such a douchebag because him and his wife and his buddies do these like, oh, I'm gonna prank her. She's totally not gonna know that this is and they're all like, they're not even trying to hide the fact that it's staged. It ends up being what should be a 20-second prank video is a 10-minute ridiculous garbage. And I don't, and that's what 90% of my Facebook Reel algorithm is. And so I don't watch Facebook videos. Algorithm. I know. My Instagram one is great. My Instagram one is people blowing their hands off with fireworks and cute animals like monkeys smoking cigars. Right. And so I just stick with Instagram, and that's the way to go.
Yeah. My Facebook does not show me. I see those videos every once in a blue moon, and I intentionally like hit the 3 buttons and go, I don't want to see this anymore.
Yeah. I've done that on some things, but my understanding is unless I actually unfriend you, your shit's still going to keep popping up.